what my cat has taught me about trauma healing. So I've been healing from trauma for a good few years. I've been invested in this process of trauma healing for quite a while, and I feel like I've learned a lot, and I've grown, I've developed, I've blossomed in many, many ways, and I still work with it. And there's many people that have taught me many things that have been supportive, people like Gabor Mate or Peter Levine, Irene Lyon, experts in their field. And to some degree, the Buddha's teachings, and people like Adyashanti, the teachings on awakening have helped me open my heart and let go of self-centered delusion. But surprisingly, recently, a new teacher entered my life in the form of a kitty cat. So I recently adopted a cat from a rescue centre. So yeah, I think this cat, his name's Finn, was in the rescue centre for 11 months. And prior to this, he suffered a lot. I mean, there's no doubt that he was abused in many various ways. I'm not going to talk about what those are, but yeah, it's pretty severe for a very long time. And in some respects, you could say he'd suffered a lot more intense abuse than I have as a being. So, as you can imagine, he was pretty traumatized. The cat was pretty traumatized. And he's just been a delight to live with and get to know. So it's been about 6 weeks, maybe 5 or 6 weeks. In those 5 or 6 weeks, I've just been able to watch this natural process of nervous system attunement and trauma recovery unfold in him, in this not quite wild, but this being that isn't self-centered or wrapped up in story. He's been able to just settle into his environment and let go of a lot of his traumatized past habitual behaviors, and some he hasn't. So I thought I'd talk about a couple of the ways in which I've learned from him in the last few weeks. And the first thing that became really apparent was, because of the lack of story and self-reference and the idea of will that exists in him, he's just responding naturally to the environment. As it took him very little time in the context of safety, simplicity, care and love. We just provided that for him. And I was able to see with my own eyes this terrified, kind of raw nerve of a creature. Like he was, on the first day we got him, he had a look in his eye that I can relate to very much in my own experience. Just this wild, hyper-vigilant, looking everywhere. He was hiding in a small corner of the room. He was, totally suspicious of everything. He was ready, like more than ready. He was ready to attack, to run away, and he was very scared. His body was rigid as well, and it was shaking occasionally. So that was the first day we got him. But very quickly, because we provided gentleness and just gently introduced ourselves, gave him some treats, spent some time with him, he kind of got the message. His body got the message from our bodies that this is a safe place to be. And within a couple of days, he came out of his hiding space and started to explore and started to say hello to us. He even invited some kind of touch and some cuddles and stuff like that. But it was just so beautiful to see that actually there's this natural part of him as a being that is able to sense safety very deeply and respond to it so easily. It's like he was able to know the dangers of the past are not here anymore. And since then, it's just been a week-on-week blossoming and unfolding of confidence and ease and play. So much play coming out of him. And he's not doing a 5-step nervous system attunement program. He's not following the somatic experiencing guidebook. He's not watching YouTube videos. His natural nervous system and body are doing what they do best, which is adapt. They adapt to find the healthiest adaptation to the environment. So the environment is one of love, one of safety, one of shelter. And because there's no story about his past, there's no story about being a damaged cat or a traumatized cat. There's just this moment on what's going on, the feedback of sensations and the environment. Yeah, it's been incredible to watch, just watching almost like a different being emerge from the shell of like trauma, really, like a traumatized husk. Maybe I'm being a bit dramatic, but yeah, like a traumatized husk, it's hyper-vigilant state, and it just melting away. And this playful, characterful, sometimes wild, often loving being has emerged. And I'm just blown away by how it's, if you have suffered with trauma, as I have suffered with trauma, actually it's in our nature to be free of that. As in, there's a natural process waiting to help us to adapt and stabilize and grow and blossom. And often it's the history, the stories, the associations or the beliefs that get in the way. And just watching my new cat, Finn, adapt and grow, it's changed my beliefs, interestingly enough. I didn't even know I was holding those beliefs, but it's just like, well, if you can do that, I was seeing it in front of my eyes, if you can do that, I can do that. If you've suffered so much and yet you can adapt so quickly to your environment to be at ease and at rest, then I can do that. So yeah, that's been pretty impressive to see this natural ability that beings and animals have, including ourselves, to change and to heal, even when they've been deeply traumatized. I think the other thing that sticks out is he inhabits now this space of relaxed readiness. And they're not separate, they're not different things. It's like deep relaxation and yet total readiness for whatever happens. As opposed to, the hyper-vigilant side of us, let's say it's yourself or me, is like over-ready. There's no relaxation. I have to tense up and brace against the moment. There's just none of that with him now. He is like, you can feel the suppleness and softness in his body and his movements, and yet when there's a loud noise or there's maybe a touch that he doesn't like, he lets you know. Like, he almost instantly will bite you or like run away. There's no hall of mirrors of conditioned suppression that we have in him. So the conditions stimulate him, and there's just this response, this immediate fluid response. And sometimes that response can be, get away from me. And often the response is, oh yeah, lovely, give me more. But it's just this natural responding to the world. And again, I've noticed how different that is to the way a lot of humans live their life. We think of relaxation as a shutting off, turning everything off, turning the world off, hiding away. Or readiness as being braced against the moment, tensed, trying to predict the future, being ready for all things. And again, being shown naturally and without any effort as well, in this beautiful being that's not necessary. We can be relaxed and ready, at ease, and perfectly capable of responding in an instant to whatever the moment requires of us. Like, isn't that beautiful? So I've just found it so inspiring I love cats anyway. So to get a new friend and to see a cat that has suffered, to grow into himself and to heal. But I've also just been inspired and kind of blown away about him demonstrating, without trying, the body's natural ability to heal and adapt and to let go of traumatic patterning. It's just such an eye-opener, and it gives me so much confidence. And I wanted to share with you, because you might have suffered trauma. You might be in a trauma healing process right now, and maybe this experience might inspire you as well to maybe just trust this natural process of healing. Just trust our bodies to adapt and do what's best for us, without pushing too hard, without trying to make a specific thing happen, which is what I've been doing for a long time, trying to get better, so to speak. You know, Finn the cat has not tried to get better, and yet quite naturally he's getting better. Yeah, it's very beautiful. So there's a couple of things my cat has taught me about trauma healing.